Let me mute everyone, guys. I see some noise coming up. Sorry about that. But yeah. So in continuation to yesterday's session, so yesterday we have seen, we started with the propagation. We have seen the propagation, how it works. Then we started with the position management. I showed you like the place where you are going to define the position object. It is under your configure generic objects, because your position is a generic object, and we have seen that what are the fields and their associated properties in the configure generic objects. I mean configure object definition, guys. Configure object definition is the administrative tool that you are going to use to configure or define the position object. So once we did that, we have seen the workflow that associated with the position. When we are trying to create a new position, we have seen the workflow, and we have seen the who are the workflow approvers, and we went to one of the workflow approver and we approved the position that we created in our success factors organization. And then we have seen something called as like under the manage positions, how to create a new position. That is also we have seen. And then we try to write some business rules using the business rules engine in your success factors. Configure business rules is the administrative option that we have used yesterday to write the business rules, guys. And we took an example of like generating the position ID. I mean say internal, generating the position ID using the internal number range. And we, for that, in order to achieve that, we have a sequence. First thing, we have to define the sequence object. The sequence object will tell you where I should start the numbering, where it should start, and what is the step size. I mean to say whether it should be incremented one at a time or two at a time. So how it should be. And then we have seen how to write the business rules on the position management position object, going to the configure business rules option, and we wrote a rule called the position underscore match underscore sequence. And with that, we have associated the sequence object, and we wrote a condition, if else condition, if then condition, and in the condition we are calling the sequence object to generate the ID. And but somehow yesterday we are not able to see the sequence object generating, right? I had a look at, after the session I had a look at those things, guys, and I have an alternative to achieve a similar kind of solution, but it's an alternative fashion, guys. What I did is like, let me show you what I did. I have wrote another business rule, guys. Let me show you. Configure object definition. No, guys, configure business rules is the administrative option, guys. Configure business rules. You are able to see my screen, right? Hello?
Yes, Raghu.
Okay, cool, guys. Yeah. Okay. So if you go to the configure business rules, this is the place where you are going to write the business rules. You know that, right? So you have to go to, what I did is like I wrote one more rule, guys. This rule, what it does is, let me show you what it does, and then I'll explain the actual rule which updates the sequence number. You see here, guys, we wrote this rule. This is the name of the rule, init position. Let me edit it so that you can see what it happened. So this is the position. It's a simple text, guys. You can go ahead and write any text you are interested in. And this is the position object. This is very important. Yes, because you are writing this rule to be acted on the position object. That is the reason. You see here, we have selected the position as the base object. And yes, we are doing these changes on the position management object. And the start date, you can give any date, guys. Make sure it is not in future, so that the rule is available to you for your configuration changes, guys. And this was already there, guys. So I'm not going to disturb that. It is straightforward, guys. What it is doing is like, it is just setting the status of your position to active. If you remember, guys, whenever we try to create a new position, let me log off and log in again, guys. Just a second. And Srini, Victor, I hope you received the system credentials from my side, right?
Yes, Raghu, I just received it now. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't do what I asked you yesterday to do, bro.
Yeah, let me look into it, Victor. By the time you send that email to me or call me right in the night, it was already late, Victor. Let me look into the XML file that you sent to me. I'll reply to you just probably like, just give me another 5-10 minutes after the session. I'll reply to your email.
All right, Mike.
Okay, cool. So let me go to.
Prabhu, there was a recording for the past 2 days. I asked for.
Yesterday I have some issues, guys. Yesterday, let me work on that. I have that file, but somehow it is showing very less memory. I mean, the memory talk about is it very less. I don't know who is asking this question, but it seems to be like it didn't save properly. But let me look into it, guys. I'll update you on that. Go to position. You are trying to create a new position here, guys. And the status, you can see the by default the status is coming as active. So the status is coming active just because of this rule, guys. You can see you are setting the status to active. Always there is no condition, guys. You can see here there is no condition. It is always true. Always true. Your position dot status is set to be active. And in addition to that, what I did is, you see here I just wrote this rule, guys. It's a pretty simple rule. You can see here what I did is like I went to set. I'm setting the position ID. Position ID is nothing but the code, guys. The external code is the technical field ID of your position ID field, guys. So what I did is like I can go ahead and select this position, and you see here under this, if I select the position ID, where it is, you can see, guys, this is what I selected. Okay, the position ID is nothing but the external code, guys, and I'm setting this position ID value to automatic. I'm not initializing anything here. I'm just setting a free text rather than keeping it as null. If you remember, guys, yesterday in the actual rule, I am checking whether the position ID, when I am triggering that rule, I am checking a if condition. If the position ID is null, then I want to execute the rule, and because of some reason, somehow the null is not accepted over there, and we are not able to hit the rule, and the position ID is not generated, guys. That is the problem, guys, and that is the reason I am setting initially in the init trigger. I am going to set the text to automatic, and let me save this. It's a free text, guys. This automatic, you can give any text, guys, no problem. You can give any text because I want to make sure that it is resembling the automatic sequence number generation. That is the reason I set it to automatic. And you can see here the automatic is coming up here. Before you, whenever you trigger just create position button, you see here the position ID is automatically populated. The position ID is showing as automatic and the status is active because these rule, whatever the rule that we are talking about, the init position is associated to your position object at one more place. Let me show you that, guys. Yesterday we have seen that. Let me reiterate that. Let me go to admin tools, and if you go to configure object definition, the place where you configure your generic objects, configure object definition, and here we are trying to work on the position object, right? Select the position object, guys. Position is the one you can see here, and these are the definition. This is the definition of your position object, guys, and the external code is nothing but, you can see this is the external code, guys, which is nothing but the position ID field. Let me click on details. You will be able to see all these details here, right? You see this is the external code, and you see I made it as read only. That is good. And let me go down, and this is the rules, right, where you can tie your rules. Yes, you wrote a rule on the position management, but you have to tell to the system at what point of time the rule should invoke. You see here I associated the init position rule where I set the position ID to automatic. It's a free text. I want to show on the screen whenever the screen loads, guys. Yesterday I showed you, right, before the screen load itself, your initialization rules are going to be triggered, and this rule, the init position is rule trigger, and it will set the two fields. One is the status field to active, another is the position ID field to automatic. And you see here whenever someone tries to save the rule, yes, that is when I am going to trigger this rules. This is the rule ID. Let me show you where it is. and let me show you what is there inside that. It is pretty simple, guys, and that is what I did, guys. If you remember, these are the two things. One is init position is the new one I added over here, guys. Let me go to business rules, go to configure business rules, and the business rule is the position underscore march underscore sequence, right? Okay, position underscore sequence underscore march, guys. You can see the position underscore sequence underscore march. This is the actual rule, right? And if you see yesterday, if someone remember, guys, yesterday I have a condition like if condition, the position ID is equal to null. Null is not working, guys. That is the reason in the init trigger, before the screen load itself, I am setting the position ID field to automatic. Yes, this is going to be always true right now. So automatically the control will come here. So when the control comes here, it is just simple, guys. You can see here, nothing, you don't need to write any code on your own. Everything is going to be displayed by the screen. It is going to be just a configuration, guys. You can see I'm just setting the position ID equals to, you are formatting the number, and you are formatting the number because you want to concatenate two different things. One is the number, the actual number coming from the sequence object. Sorry, guys. The actual number coming from the sequence object, and you want to prefix that number with the position text, position underscore the actual number. That is what you want to see. So the template is nothing but the free text, guys. Whatever the text that you want to keep it, right? You are assigning that as a text so that the number will come to on the screen. The number will come like underscore 9000, like what are the number you keep it, right? Like 10,009 or 10,010, anything like that, similar to that. So this is your template. This will remain the position underscore, right? It will remain constant, and the percentage is the value you are going to get it from the get next value, and this is your sequence object, guys. The march underscore position is the sequence object that we created yesterday, guys. So in addition to this, yes, now we are clear, right? What are the things that we did in sequence? In addition to this, we have to do one more thing, guys, which we haven't done yesterday. Let me show you what it is. And if you go to administration tools, and if you go to your employee files, yeah, you can see, guys, there is a position management settings. So here you have a setting to generate the, you can see this position external code auto generated. This you have to turn it to yes, guys. Yesterday we haven't done this, guys. Remember, we haven't done this, and you have to always turn it on, guys, and click on save. So now you are all done, guys. The sequence of things that you did with respect to this thing is like, you can see here, make the position ID as read-only field. Yesterday we did that, and you created a sequence object, and you wrote a business rule. And in fact, it is not only one business rule now, it is two business rules. The first thing is like the init trigger, where you are setting the position ID to automatic text. Okay. And next thing, you are going to write the actual rule, which is going to the second is the rule, actual rule. And this is where you are calling the you are first checking, check if position ID is automatic, and then if the condition is true, call your sequence object generation and generate the sequence number like this, position underscore 10,001 or 10,002 or whatever it may be, guys. And you can see you are assigning these rules, the two rules, whatever you wrote, right? The init position rule and the actual business rule, that to generate the sequence number, you are assigning that to the position object, guys. In going to the configure object definitions, you are assigning when this rule should trigger. You have 5 different options, and we are assigning the rule over there. These are the things that we did, and in addition to that, you have to make sure that there is a configuration under position management.
You have all the sequence in the documents you sent?
In the THR 81, I am not pretty sure about that, guys.